On Sunday, out at the London Stadium, Manchester United they travelled to play the Hammers. Yes, the Hammers, Julian Lopetegui's side, and of course Erik Ten Hag. Prior to this game, he has been struggling in the league. Likewise, the newly appointed Julian Lopetegui of the Hammers, both a struggling side. But coming into that very game, he ended 2-1 in favour of the Hammers, getting the maximum 3 points against Erik Ten Hag side. And of course, the news we have is that Erik Ten Hag officially has been sacked, no longer the Manchester United head coach. In the general, Erik Ten Hag officially no longer the head coach of Manchester United. But was he the one that told the players to miss sitters in that very game? Too many chances created by Manchester United, but in front of goal, the players are not clinical. Would you regard that as the fault of the coach, Erik Ten Hag? Was he the one that asked them to miss sitters?
No, for me, no matter how good the coach is, if you have players who miss clear-cut chances, you will not put the blames on the coach, because truthfully, no matter how good the coach you are, if you have a striker who is not clinical, who is not a good finisher, it would give you problems. I didn't see this, honestly, I didn't see this coming. I thought probably Manchester United, they've gone past the era of hiring and firing coaches, because this is just, season just started. This is October, and something that started in August, just a month after or 2 months after, you're sacking the coach. By the time the next one comes and is unable to get results, you will keep sacking the coach until probably the season finishes.
Just because, like one club normally do.
No, not all club. Chelsea did that, and it didn't pay
that's
off.
what I'm saying. I'm referring to Chelsea.
It didn't make sense for the club, because this coach will come and will say, I didn't get these players, I didn't request for these players. It will become an issue. I did say here that Erik Ten Hag was building an elephant project. Now that they have sacked him, what is the what is the way forward for Manchester United? I honestly thought they were going to align, because it's not the coach when players miss opportunities like that. You can't put it on the coach.
Okay.
Coach has done his beat, so it's on the players to do theirs as well. They are getting paid for it.
All right, Sonny Bobo, Erik Ten Hag, this season alone, he has created, Manchester United have created 26 big chances under Erik Ten Hag. 22 of them they have missed. Not just chances, but big chances United have created. 22 they have missed. Would you still put that on the shoulders of Erik Ten Hag or the players?
I wouldn't say totally that I will put the blame on the manager, on the coach, because some of the players they were not taking responsibilities. They had opportunities, big, just like you mentioned, not just any chance, big chances, but they've been missing it, and that's on one side of the player. But for me, I feel he is not disciplined enough to these players. Now, most time you see these players repeat this thing over and over again in a game, and he will see when he has options on the bench, he will still use the same players. Now, this shows that yes, he loves what they are doing, and that's why it's not just instilling this confidence in these players. Now, when they don't do well, put them on the bench, take them off. Mourinho does things like this, take them off, then they will learn from there. But when they make several mistakes, he keeps them. The next game you see same selection, the next game you see same selection. So I will blame him for that. Not the players.
All right.
Sorry, the button. There is something we need to establish here. When you're always listening from feelers, when you also always listen, like take opinions from outsiders, those who do not even have any slightest idea on how to manage a team, it becomes a problem. Sometimes you put them over and over again just so that they build more confidence. I know that yes, you cannot be doing trial and error, but then again, if you look at what's happening with Nicolas Jackson, you will say he's paying up, because the coach got so many, he got criticized, he got so many criticisms, and yes, he still went on. He turned the deaf ears to those criticisms. He didn't allow those criticisms to get the better side of him. If not, he would have taken those criticisms, and I'm sure that Nicolas Jackson would have been on the bench. So same thing happens with most clubs. You give them benefit of the doubt. You allow them you allow them more game time, and they prove that yes, this one cannot be worked on. You allow the person go. So I think that was what Erik Ten Hag was trying to do.
All right, Kanute, in the last 8 fixtures for Manchester United, Erik Ten Hag, he has drawn 5 of those fixtures. He's lost 2, and of course 1-1 against the Bees. Officially, he's no longer there to take up the affairs of Manchester United. 3 seasons, of course, this was his 3rd season. Would you agree that sometimes some players put up the attitude on the field of play? Because United against West Ham, too many chances created in that very game. United were unable to convert. We don't think you felt the players kind of put up those attitudes to make sure the manager wasn't there anymore. There were reports that when the season officially started, some players were expecting Erik Ten Hag to be gone when the season officially started, but United and the board gave him a contract extension. They had to trigger the 1 more year contract with Erik Ten Hag. So he felt the players actually contributed to the sack of Erik Ten Hag intentionally.
I wouldn't agree with that, because I feel that most of the players are his players. He bought these players.
Yeah.
So I don't see why players like Onana, players like the Dutch Ajax United players who want except their players maybe like the one he met in the club, like the usual players.
Bruno Fernandes,
Rashford,
Harry Maguire,
probably, and which I think Rashford's case is Bruno Fernandes. I don't see like a player that wants to personally sabotage his club, because he wants to win trophies. He wants to, as a player, he wants to achieve individual awards. So, but I just feel that probably there's an issue somewhere. I think, but if you look at it on the part of Ten Hag, for the last coaches out of the coaches that took over since Ferguson left, he has the second best winning percentage after Mourinho. So I think, but the issue currently now is that I think we are in times whereby teams have become stronger.
No doubt.
Yes, teams are. It's not, you can't compare the time to the times of Moyes, the time of, things are stronger now. What you have
where they have the top four.
Yes,
just the top four. Season in, season out.
Even the top four were stronger then, because as at that time, Arsenal was still struggling to make top four. Although Chelsea was dominant then, but Man City was just coming up then. The Liverpool were shaky. So but now you have teams like Newcastle, teams like Brighton, teams like Aston Villa, teams like Chelsea are there. Chelsea are improving. So I think now there's no time, and that's the reason. And the result didn't do it justice at all, because a club like Manchester United, 10 games in Europe, winning just 1 out of 10. A club like Manchester United, and another thing is that the playing style. There's no identity. You can see Chelsea, they changed coach under Pochettino. You saw what he was doing. You saw how the team progressed season after time after time, and they eventually finished sixth. But for the case of Man U, that's not there's no identity. There's no style of play. Yes, he has one trophy, is good. Winning trophy is good, but a club with the status of Man U should be doing better. Then come to that West Ham game. To me, I felt, I said it here that West Ham will be the final nail in the coffee. That it will be, because I felt that West Ham game is a game for him to win. I saw the game, and to be fair, Manchester United should have won that game clearly, because West Ham, they are a struggling side. I saw the
United
game,
created chances,
a lot of chances because West Ham, in terms of, and that was the reason why when Chelsea played West Ham, Chelsea dismantled them, because this West Ham side are a very poor side. I saw them. Yes, they won the game. They are created those chances, but going for in terms of defensively organization, West Ham, they are so open. If you can't take advantage of, and that's the reason why I felt they sacked him. If you don't take advantage of a side like this, then when you meet a better side, like next week they are meeting Chelsea, how would you fare?
All right, let's look at this record for West Ham. Of course, at the London Stadium, Chelsea defeated them 3-0. Of course, at Anfield, it was a decimation coming from Liverpool, 5-1. At the London Stadium, Manchester City sold them off 3-1. Tottenham Hotspur defeated them at home 4-1. Coming to Manchester United, they defeated Manchester United.
Yeah, that's a simple reason, and that's why the reason that's fair, because they saw West Ham were there for the taking. I watched that game. I saw how West Ham was so open. A better side, a Chelsea side would
go to a decimation.
Exactly, a Chelsea side would go to West Ham and destroy them. A Tottenham side would go to West Ham and destroy them, because they were so open in terms of no organization in the midfield. This is not the West Ham under Moyes. So I think that was the reason why they felt that moving forward, if we can't continue like this, because to be fair, they've given him time. They're giving him time to improve the pattern of football, the style of football, the identity and result. They're giving him time, but it wasn't forthcoming. So I think probably they did the right thing. All right,
yes. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United, about 8 managers have taken a charge. David Moyes, Ryan Giggs, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick, Ralf Rangnick, and now Erik Ten Hag. 8 managers, and son of a, they are yet to find their feet. Is it these managers are not good enough, or there's something happening at Manchester United? 8 different managers since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And of course, they've come close to winning the Premier League, but the point or difference was there. They just finished second. Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, winning, coming back to UEFA Champions League. It has been struggles for Manchester United under 8 different managers. What is actually wrong? Now he's no longer there. Are we going to see improvement? Now, officially, the assistant manager there, that's Ruud van Nistelrooy, officially will take over on an interim basis. Are we expecting to see changes with Van Nistelrooy? Of course, we saw what he did at the Dutch League. The same thing Erik Ten Hag did at the Dutch League. What is wrong with Manchester United? 8 different managers since Alex Ferguson retired. Nothing has been done. Nothing in terms of improvement for Manchester United.
For me, many people have many things to say about this since Alex Ferguson left. Of course, he started with appointing David Moyes. There was nothing to write home about when David Moyes took over. Then Ryan Giggs was for a short time. Then Van Gaal came in. I think they got too used to Alex Ferguson pattern, and that's something they were trying to build on, but they were not able to do that. But I think just like you mentioned, Erik Ten Hag, Mourinho came close to doing something. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came close to doing something, but they could not do it. But for me, I feel the system and everything needs to be overhauled. And of course, they're into that process now. They are doing it right now. That's what I feel. But they need to complete with a good manager. So, but Erik Ten Hag for me is not the right person to do that with.
All right, the General, are we optimistic with Ruud van Nistelrooy taking the affairs of Manchester United on an interim basis?
Well, I need to say here that of course he would be the ninth coach since Ferguson left. And then but let's look at the system Sonny talked about. Truthfully, so many people have come out to say that the system favored Alex Ferguson, not like he was very, very good, and that's why there are some coaches you cannot compare him with, because we've seen that of course times have changed and a number of things have been introduced in football. Now, if we had these things we have now, of course Alex Ferguson wouldn't have achieved so many success at Manchester United, and that could also be a factor. It could also be a pointer to what is happening now, because we've seen coaches come and go, and yet Manchester United remain where they are. They've not. There's not been any kind of serious improvement for Manchester United, even after 8 coaches. You can't have 8 coaches coach a side and not record massive improvement. So there is something wrong, probably from the board or somewhere. Ronaldo made the complaint to the media, and he was severely punished. Probably those things were not even looked into, because when someone raises a concern, the best thing to do is to look at the concern raised by the person. A caliber of Ronaldo cannot just come out to the media. He's not looking for media publicity. He already has. He's a brand. Ronaldo is a brand that needs to be protected anytime, any day. So he came out to raise a concern, and the whole world overlooked it, and instead he got punished for raising a concern. So that should be looked into first and foremost, because there's something definitely wrong at Manchester United.
All right, Kanute, the third season for Erik Ten Hag. Unfortunately, he didn't finish the third season. I think United were right in sacking Erik Ten Hag. How long is enough for a manager to actually stamp his feet as an authority in the club? Not an authoritarian, but an authority. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, I think I've said it before. I think they actually made the right decision, because to be fair, they've given him a lot of time.
They gave him chance.
Yeah, because I think you can say, okay, Arteta's tenure with Arteta under Arsenal and Ten Hag under Man U, there are two different situations. Arteta, you saw the process, you saw the improvement. Yes, he has not won a major trophy. He won the FA Cup in the first season, but you saw that he took.
You saw what he wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. He's taking them every season step by step, and now currently they can boast that yes, they are title contender and they can contest with one of the best in Europe. But for Ten Hag, that wasn't the case. He won the FA Cup. That cup competition is a one leg game. You can win it anytime. You can win any team at your good day. So, but in terms of for the league, he hasn't. Apart from the first season that he did well, that was his first good season. But he hasn't. He has taking them back. You take a club forward, you improve, but not going backwards. So I think, to be fair, I think they gave him a lot of time. They supported him even when the media was against him.
They gave him tools.
Exactly, they gave him tools. They gave him time. They backed him publicly, but privately they knew that if they don't improve, they are going to ask him, and this is what exactly they did. And I think, to me, it's the right decision.
Yes, I cannot believe it's the right decision letting Erik Ten Hag go. He's officially no longer the Manchester United manager. His third season, unfortunately, he couldn't finish this season. 8 managers, of course, Ruud van Nistelrooy taking on as an interim basis will be the ninth manager for Manchester United. What are we expecting from Ruud van Nistelrooy? 8 managers, no change yet. Would he be the man to bring the change at United, or there's something actually is severely wrong that we are yet to fathom? Once again, congratulations to the Hammers. Of course, they did hammer Manchester United at the London Stadium.